Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's story is one that will leave you speechless. It's not just about a crime. It's about a secret so twisted that even the detectives who solved it couldn't believe what they uncovered. By the end of this video, you'll realize how deep evil can hide in plain sight. It all began in a quiet town called Westbridge. The kind of place where everyone knew everyone, where nothing bad ever happened. But one cold October morning changed everything. A woman named Clara Benson was reported missing. She was a 29-year-old teacher, beloved by her students and respected by the entire community. She lived alone, kept to herself, and spent most of her time helping children with special needs. When she didn't show up for work, her colleagues immediately knew something was wrong. Police arrived at her home to find the door locked from the inside. Nothing seemed disturbed. Her car was still parked in the driveway. But her phone and purse were gone. At first, it looked like she'd simply left for a walk and never returned. But something in the air felt off. Her neighbor mentioned hearing strange sounds the night before, a soft thud, followed by silence. The police opened a missing person case, but no one expected what they were about to find. Detective Ryan Cole, known for his calm and logical nature, was assigned to the case. He'd solved dozens of disappearances before, but this one felt different. There was no motive, no evidence, and no reason anyone would hurt Clara. Days turned into weeks. The town organized search parties. Flyers were everywhere, but Clara seemed to have vanished into thin air. Then, after 2 weeks, a jogger discovered something near the old quarry, a scarf. It was recognized immediately. It belonged to Clara. When forensic teams arrived, they found more traces of blood on the ground and a broken necklace. It was officially a criminal investigation. Detective Ryan began looking deeper into Clara's life. He interviewed her friends, students, even ex-boyfriends. Everyone said the same thing. Clara was kind, quiet, never in trouble. But her phone records told a different story. In the last month before she vanished, Clara had been receiving anonymous messages, short, cryptic, and disturbing. Messages like, "Do you remember what you did? And you can't hide forever." They were sent from untraceable numbers. Ryan knew this wasn't random. Someone was stalking her. But when they checked her security cameras, the footage from the week she disappeared had been wiped clean. Whoever did this was careful, too careful. The investigation hit a wall until one small clue cracked it open. Forensic techs recovered deleted photos from Clara's phone. In one of them, she stood smiling beside a man no one recognized. The photo was taken at a local cafe just days before she went missing. Ryan tracked the cafe's CCTV footage. There he was the same man. He looked calm, confident, and familiar. But when facial recognition was run, the result shocked everyone. The man in the photo was Detective Ryan Cole himself. At first, everyone thought it was a mistake. Ryan insisted he didn't know Clara. But the timestamp, the location, the photo all said otherwise. How could he be in a picture he didn't remember taking? Internal affairs took over immediately. Ryan was suspended while the team re-examined every piece of evidence. He spent nights awake, trying to remember anything that could explain it. Was he being framed? Or was his mind playing tricks on him? Then something terrifying happened. A letter arrived at the station addressed to him. Inside was a small flash drive with one video file titled Truth. The video began with static. Then a shaky camera view showed Clara sitting in a dark room, scared and crying. She said his name. "Ryan, please, you don't have to do this." The room fell silent as the detectives watched. Ryan froze, his heart pounding. He had never seen that footage before. But there he was in the corner of the frame, his face expressionless, watching her. The department went into chaos. Ryan was arrested immediately, but he begged them to believe him. He claimed he was being manipulated, that someone had edited the footage. But the evidence was overwhelming. While in custody, Ryan began piecing together the timeline. He remembered an undercover case 6 months earlier, infiltrating a cult known as the Mirror Order. Their leader, Elias Crane, was obsessed with identity manipulation and psychological control. Ryan had successfully dismantled the group, but Elias had escaped. Before he vanished, Elias had said one thing: "You'll see yourself for who you truly are." Ryan realized what this meant. Someone had framed him using advanced digital forensics, deepfakes, voice replication, psychological games. Elias was back, and this time he was targeting Ryan's mind, but proving it was nearly impossible. Every piece of evidence, phone records, camera footage, fingerprints, pointed to Ryan. It was as if someone had replaced his life with a fabricated version. A month later, while Ryan awaited trial, police discovered a hidden bunker 10 miles outside Westbridge. Inside, they found Clara's belongings, her phone, clothes, and a journal. In the last entry, she wrote, "He said I'll meet myself soon." The bunker had surveillance equipment, audio files, and dozens of photos, all of Ryan. From his home, his car, even his private office. Elias had been watching him for months, studying his habits, collecting data to clone his behavior perfectly. The twist came when a new lab technician noticed something odd. The DNA from the crime scene matched Ryan and someone else. A 99% match, identical but slightly off like a twin. Ryan was an only child, or so he thought. Digging through adoption records, detectives discovered something incredible. Ryan had a twin brother separated at birth, his name Elias Crane. The world collapsed around Ryan. Elias wasn't just a cult leader. He was his blood. The reason the evidence was perfect was because Elias had his exact DNA. When detectives tracked Elias down, they found him in a cabin deep in the woods, surrounded by computer equipment. But when they entered, he was already dead, a self-inflicted gunshot wound. On his desk was a note that read, "Two halves make one truth. Which one of us was real?" The case should have ended there. Ryan was released, cleared of charges, but his mind never recovered. Every night he dreamed of Clara's face, her pleading eyes. He couldn't shake the feeling that maybe Elias hadn't lied completely. Months later, during a forensic cleanup of the bunker, technicians found another drive encrypted. When decrypted, it contained home videos of 2 boys playing in a field, one labeled Ryan, the other Elias, but in every video, both boys called each other Ryan. The police tried to verify the footage, but the timestamps were inconsistent, faces slightly blurred, like memories rewritten. Even birth records had anomalies. It was as if someone had altered their identities from childhood. Ryan began questioning his own reality. He looked into the mirror one night and whispered, "Which one am I?" The reflection seemed to smile differently. A few weeks later, Ryan vanished. No note, no trace, no goodbye. His apartment was untouched except for one thing. On the mirror in his bedroom, written in fog, were the words, "I told you we'd meet again." To this day, the case remains one of the most confusing and disturbing investigations ever recorded. Some believe Elias never died and that Ryan took his place. Others think Ryan lost his mind, living in both identities until he couldn't separate truth from illusion. What truly happened in Westbridge may never be known. But one thing is certain: the detectives who worked on the case still talk about it in whispers. They say it's the only case that made them afraid of themselves, because when you look long enough into evil, sometimes it looks back wearing your face. And that, my friends, was the twist so dark, even detectives were shocked. If you found this story chilling, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more deep dives into the darkest corners of the human mind. Stay safe, stay aware, and remember sometimes the scariest monsters are the ones who look just like us.